know my name, but you do not know the legend. I protect the innocent.
We owe everything to him.
And in my brave and noble quest for justice, nothing will distract me. Oh. Murderous outlaws have discovered an ancient power. With it, they can destroy the world. Puss, can you help us? There's no time to waste. I will do it. Puss! Humpty Alexander Dumpty. We're going to need her. She's Kitty Softballs.
I'll steal you, blind, and you'll never even know I was there.
She is a bad kitty.
When the world is in danger, only one hero
Buzz, watch out!
has what it takes
Holy frijoles.
to fill these boots.
That's a lot of heel for a guy, don't you think?
9 lives.
Arrest them!
You got any idea what they do to eggs in prison? I'll tell you this. It ain't over easy.
One destiny.
My name would become legend.
Puss in Boots. There was a miller whose only inheritance to his 3 sons was his mill, his donkey, and his cat. The division was soon made. They hired neither a clerk nor an attorney, for they would have eaten up all the poor patrimony. The eldest took the mill, the second the donkey, and the youngest the cat. Can you read with me? I'm going to give a small pause. You can continue reading with me. Try to identify some words. The poor young fellow was quite comfortless for having received so little. My brothers, he said, may make a handsome living by joining their shares together. But for my part, after eating up my cat and made myself a muff from his skin, I must then die of hunger. Now you can read with me. Can you identify some words? Yes? Can you see the screen and see some words? The cat, who heard all this, said to him with a grave and serious air, "Do not be so concerned, my good master. If you will but give me a bag and have a pair of boots made for me, that I may scamper, I'll see what can you imagine." After receiving what he had asked for, the cat pulled on the boots and slung the bag about his neck. He went to a place where there was a great abundance of rabbits. He put grains into his bag, then stretched himself out as if he were dead. A foolish rabbit jumped into his bag, and the master cat immediately closed the strings. Can you read? Can you identify? Can you read with me? Proud of his prey, he went with it up to the palace and asked to speak with his majesty. He was shown upstairs into the king's apartment and, making a low bow, said to him, "Sir, I have brought you a rabbit from my noble lord, Marquis de Carabas. Tell the master that I'm very pleased with his gift," said the king. One day, when he knew that the king would be driving along the riverside with his daughter, he said to his master, "If you will follow my advice, your fortune is made. You just must bathe yourself in the river." The master did what the cat advised him to do. While he was bathing, the king passed by, and the cat began to cry out, "Help! My Marcus the Carabas is going to be drowned!" Try to read with me. Try to read some words in the story. At this noise, the king put his head out of the coach window, and finding it was the cat who had brought him the rabbit, he commanded his guards to run immediately to the assistance. While they were drawing the poor lord, the cat told the king that while his master was bathing, some roughs had stolen his clothes. In truth, the cunning cat had hidden the clothes under the large stone. The king commanded the officers to fetch one of his best suits for the Carabas and asked Lord to join them on the drive. At that time, the cat ran on ahead. Meeting some countrymen who were moving a meadow, he said to them, "My good fellows, if you don't tell the king that the meadow belongs to my lord Marquis de Carabas, you shall be chopped up like mincemeat." Wow. The king didn't fail to ask the mowers whose meadow it was that they were mowing. "It belongs to my lord Marquis de Carabas," they answered all together, for the cat's threats had frightened them. "You see, sir," said the Marquis, "this is a meadow which never fails to yield a plentiful harvest every year." The master cat came at last to a stately castle, the lord of which was an ogre, the richest that had ever been known. The cat had known who this ogre was and what he could do, asked to speak with him, saying they could not pass him castle without having the honor of paying his respects to him. The ogre received him as a civil as an ogre could do. Try to read with me. "I have heard," said the cat, "that you are able to change yourself into any kind of creature. You can transform yourself into a lion, an elephant, or a like." "That's true," answered the ogre, "and to convince you, I shall now become a lion." The cat was so terrified that he leaped into the roof. However, the ogre resumed his natural form, and the cat came down. Can you identify some words? Can you read with me? One or two words? Yes? What can you see? What can you read? "I have, father, been told," said the cat, "that you can also transform yourself into a rat or a mouse. I can't scarcely believe that. I think that would be quite impossible." "Impossible?" cried the ogre. "You shall see." He immediately changed himself into a mouse and began to run about the floor. As soon as the cat saw this, he fell upon him and ate him up. Meanwhile, the king, who saw this fine castle of the ogres as passed, decided to go inside. The cat heard the noise of his majesty's coach ran out and said to the king, "Your Majesty is welcome to the castle of my Lord Marquis de Carabas." "What? The Lord Marquis?" cried the king. "Does this castle also belong to you? Let us go inside if you don't mind." Try to see the picture and try to see some words. You can read and identify some words. The Marquis gave his hand to the princess and followed the king. They passed into a spacious hall where they found a magnificent feast. His Majesty was so perfectly charmed with the good qualities of the Lord Marquis of the Carabas, as was his daughter, who had fallen violently in love with him. "It will be your own fault, my Lord Marquis, if you do not become my son-in-law," said the king. See the pictures and try to read some words. If you don't understand some words, don't worry. Try to identify into the context the word. The Marquis of Carabas, making several low bows, accepted the honor which His Majesty conferred upon him, and forthwith, that very same day, married the princess. The cat became a great lord and never again ran after mice except for entertainment. And you winking up. And coloring Colorado, the story has finished. If you have liked this story, don't forget to send your messages through CISO. Thank you very much for watching this video and I hope you love it. And don't forget to continue reading. Reading is much fun. Bye bye. See you next time for our next story. Bye.